for today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you tips on decorating your apartment on a budget, how to make your space look and feel super expensive when you are on a budget. I'm currently going through that process right now, so I thought this was a fun video to share with you guys. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel with post notifications turned on if you haven't already, and let's jump right into the tips. Tip number one is absolutely free, and that is just to keep a clean and clutter-free space. I cannot stress that enough. You guys know I talk about it in a lot of my videos. However, sometimes it's not always about going out and spending money on that new furniture piece. Sometimes all we need to do is a simple declutter. Something that I learned throughout the years is sometimes less decor is actually best. It will actually make your space look more expensive. So what I personally like to do is have a cleaning routine that is weekly. I know exactly what I'm going through to clean, and I just kind of have like my own little system down. So really developing some sort of weekly cleaning routine, as well as just going through and doing a deep declutter. I recently went through a deep declutter, and it did take me a few weeks to, go through everything, but it felt so good to just get my space looking back the way I wanted it to, very like clutter-free and minimal. It was also so great to be able to give those items away that I wasn't using to people that I know would truly benefit from it and just enjoy it more than I was. Everyone that I ended up giving the pieces away to was very, very grateful for that. So not only did it help me out, it helped them out as well. So I definitely love doing like a deep declutter. And I know sometimes it's hard to get rid of things, but trust me, in the long run, it just feels so much better knowing that it is going to a better home. Tip number two is furniture that serves as storage, and this is something that works amazing for me. As you guys know, I try to be as minimal as possible, but it is relatively impossible to do so with the type of job that I have. Doing YouTube as well as interior design, I also run another business, as well as I'm in the process of starting a second business, so it just gets a little crazy and hectic, and of course there are certain things that I need in order to run these businesses and do YouTube. So finding pieces of furniture that look really nice, they're very decorative, they fit well into your space, but also can serve as storage, can also make your space be like minimal when you're not really that much of a minimal person, because just having like the clean, clutter-free countertops and spaces, someone may walk into your home and be like, wow, like your place is so nice, you don't have that much stuff, when in reality you do have those things, you're just storing them properly. So I personally love to look for furniture pieces that are very decorative, can bring something to the space, but as well as serve a purpose for storage for me. That way I can keep my counters really clutter-free. I also like to make it functional so I can reach for those items, have them nicely organized when I do need them for the different things that I use them for. So that is something that I wanted to share, because a lot of people are like, wow, like you're so minimal, you don't have that much stuff. When in reality, I try my best, but like I said, with my career choices, it's just not always that possible, but there are little tips and tricks that you can do to make it seem like you are more minimal than you actually are. And moving on to tip number three, which is just making your place smell nice without eyesores. This is something that I love to do, and something that I feel like people, when they think about decorating or having like an expensive apartment on a budget, you're not always thinking about having your place smell good and just have that like good vibe when you come home. And that's something to me that is really important. So I put this more towards the top of the tips, but just having your place smell really well. For me lately, I have been loving oil diffusers. For myself personally, I've kind of grown out of the candle phase and just learned how that was just giving me such a headache, as well as you're getting this like really like cheap, bubbly scent in your space that isn't so relaxing. And for me, I want to be really relaxed in my space. So for me personally, I have a Vitruvi oil diffuser. It is absolutely hands down just the most amazing piece that I think I have in my space. It not only acts as like a decor piece, but it's also making my space just smell amazing. It is a handcrafted stone diffuser. I personally think it's just very unique. The design of it is amazing. Again, if you're just gonna have like that one decor piece, I would recommend getting one of these oil diffusers, because it's a decor piece that's also serving a purpose. And if you do more research on Vitruvi as a company, you can just learn more about them. I really, really love everything about their company, as well as they make some amazing oils, and just about almost all of them are certified organic, So just make sure you check and look if you are interested in the certified organic oils. They do have those. And I cannot stress enough how much I truly love their company. And also, I have just really been into lately having decor pieces that serve a purpose, and this is one of mine that definitely does, so I would highly recommend picking one of those up. Your place is going to smell amazing. As always, I will have it linked in the description box down below, as well as everything I talked about in this video. Tip number 4 is creating a budget as well as being patient. Now, I would definitely recommend creating a budget, going through your finances, seeing what exactly dollar amount you can afford. Now, when you have that dollar amount, I also wouldn't recommend just going out and maxing out that amount of money. It's definitely a mistake I've made in the past. And the second piece of it is being patient. Now, I know on YouTube you guys see the moving vlogs. I've been guilty of it before, and just portraying that, you know, when you move into a new space, you should go out and buy absolutely everything you need and come home and set it all up. Now, if that's your personal preference and you can't be patient and really wait, then this tip might not work for you. But I definitely would recommend, you know, taking a few weeks, maybe even a month, to fully decorate your space and really get things budget friendly. Use those coupons, get things on a deal, because in reality, if you're going on one large shopping trip and getting everything, you're not getting the best deal that you possibly could. So just because you have that large budget or that budget amount that you set out that you can spend doesn't mean you need to maximize it and use all of that money. I definitely am redecorating. If you guys have seen my Shop With Me series, I'm redecorating on a budget, and I'm getting things slowly and piece by piece because I'm really thinking about them, seeing if they're a great buy, getting the best deal that I can, as well as some of the pieces that I'm working on now. I'm really looking to get coupon codes and things like that. You guys know I've had a lot of West Elm furniture in the past. I bought everything piece by piece at 40% off. That's just how I was able to afford those pieces, really maximize my spending. But then again, you can get things from cheaper places. I absolutely love like World Market, and they do offer 30% off coupon codes quite frequently. So if you wait and get those 30% off coupon codes, you can get items piece by piece at a cheaper rate. Tip number 5 is knowing what to invest in. You definitely don't have to go out and buy a ton of designer or really expensive furniture pieces and decor. I know for myself, when I was moving out into my space, I knew that I really wanted to invest in a good bed. So for me, I think personally that that is something that you should invest in. You're gonna be sleeping in it every night. You want it to look nice, and if you invest in a good quality bed, you can keep it for essentially forever. The bed that I've had for about like 6 years now, I wanna say, and it is holding up pretty well. I've had no problems with it. Again, it was an investment, but I did get it 40% off from West Elm. I know I get a lot of questions about it. A lot of people lately have been asking me, do I think it's worth the investment? Yes, I do, but I would definitely wait again and get a coupon because it was still a lot of money, but I was able to save a bit. So definitely investing on key pieces. For me, you know, I would say maybe splurge on one item in each room if you're decorating a larger space. If not, I would definitely splurge on a bed. That is just my personal preference. I think it's something you're gonna be sleeping on every single night, and it's something that when you move, you can pretty much take with you if you get the proper size. Tip number 6 is something else related to the bedroom and your bed, but I personally think that when you go about decorating your room, aside from getting a really nice bed, I would say to go with bedding over everything. So when you are budgeting, you have that money set aside for your bed and you have that money set aside for your bedding. You don't really need a ton of like decor and pieces like that. I've learned over the years. It's just gonna clutter up your space, and at the end of the day, the bedroom is somewhere that you're just sleeping in, right? So we don't really need to spend all this money on little knickknacks and trinkets. The more minimal you keep your space, just trust me, you will feel so much better. You can treat your room like a sanctuary where it's just really nice. You have this nice bed and nice bedding. I'm showing you guys my bed here, and this bedding is really nice, super soft and super comfortable. I did actually get all of it from IKEA, which is crazy, but it was a little bit more of an investment. It's not on your cheaper side of IKEA stuff. It was a little bit pricey, but again, a good investment that was still more budget friendly than going somewhere where the bedding is like super expensive. But again, that is just something that I recommend doing. Focus on your bed, focus on your bedding, and then let everything else in your room kind of like fall into place. To me, I'm really working on focusing on just having a bed, really nice bedding, and nightstands. I really want to get a lot of the storage out of my room and just like kind of declutter my life, because I think that those bedrooms that you see on Pinterest look the most expensive. The ones that are just the beds with the super nice bedding and the nightstands and a plant. Like that's it. That's all they have in those rooms, and to me they look so expensive and so amazing, and they're definitely budget friendly if you do it the proper way. And my last tip for this video is to save money on artwork by DIYing it, and also learn when your space needs a mirror to enlarge the space as opposed to artwork. So artwork can also quickly clutter space, but also it is probably one of the most expensive things when it comes to like decor and decorating that you don't think is like super expensive. Even if you go places like Home Goods, you can find canvases and artwork on a budget. Like $99, $100 is like a good deal at Home Goods for a canvas, because artwork can be like thousands of dollars. However, I think it's great to DIY pieces. So I get a lot of questions about this piece back here. I actually didn't make it. Drew Scott made it on his DIY channel. So I'll be sure to link that DIY down below. This is like my favorite DIY piece ever. He made this, I think, for like under $10. The most expensive part were honestly like the magazines to hang up on there. But if you already have magazines lying around in your space, you can create it really easily. Again, to me, this looks like such an expensive art piece, and it was just a simple DIY. I also have several other DIY artwork pieces on this channel, but it's something that can get really pricey. I would definitely recommend DIYing it, saving money, and then when it comes time to switch it out, you don't feel so guilty getting rid of it because you didn't spend a ton of money on it, as well as sometimes you need a mirror to help make the space look larger. So for me, I wanted to have a mirror back here just to make this room look larger. Contrary to belief, my apartment is relatively small. I have a 600 square foot apartment. Everyone always is like, wow, your space looks huge. I definitely think in some videos it does look a lot larger than it is, but that's just because mirrors and lighting and proper artwork. So definitely something to think about when you are decorating your space. So those were all of my tips for today's video. If you guys want to see a part 2 of this video, let me know in the comments down below. I didn't want this video to be super long, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Everything I spoke about in this video will be linked in the description box down below for you guys to check out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment down below and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!